All right, everybody, welcome to this demo. Want to showcase what we've been working on, which is basically a way for anybody to be able to take what we've built at the standard and build their own front end and start earning from building your own bank, basically, your own decentralized bank. So we've given you all of the components and all of the CSS and everything to basically create your own decentralized borrowing system. And we haven't actually implemented yet the referral system, which will plug into this so that you'll earn from everybody coming through your interface, but we will get there. I just wanted to record this with Zach and show you what we've been working on. Hey, Zach, how you going?
All right, thank you. Yeah, where would you like to start?
Well, let's start at the start. What a very good place to start.
Yes. Yes.
If so, here we see the front end, right? There, this is the
Yeah.
very first beginning.
Yep. So just as basic as you can get, splash login prompt, whatever you want to call it. So obviously, if you're not connected using, if your wallet's not connected, you'll be prompted to connect. So we'll just connect here. Obviously, just for this is the first example of the customizing. We've got a couple variables. There'll be more coming, but just through a basic like environment variable on the front end, you can just plop in your brand name, website name, whatever you want to call it, and it will propagate throughout the dashboard
Yeah, so
with
that's
a
Wile E.
similar.
Coyote's Acme.
Yeah,
What could go wrong?
yeah, and then obviously similarly for like your logo and everything. But for now, we've just got the standard one there. But yeah,
Okay.
so if you connect from MetaMask. And then you'll be taken to what is essentially the actual homepage.
Hmm.
Um, if we just plop across to the standard, so this is what the equivalent is. So it's just
Yeah.
your vault list
So
with the option to like create your vaults and everything.
yeah, so for anyone that's seeing this, we're running basically a reference client to show what's possible, but the end goal is to allow anybody to create front ends and customize it to make their own thing and build their own marketing teams out and really earn from it. But yeah, so that's why our front end is there to show what's possible.
Yeah, so we'll have or we already have the vast majority of like our ABI calls and everything documented
Yep.
with plans to actually like write them up nicely so people can understand them and make them a bit more public. Uh, so all of that is what we're using internally. So you'll be using exactly the same calls that we use. So this front end here is running exactly the same thing that the main standard front end is running, but obviously made with like a more agnostic front end to keep things simple and make it easier for other people as a reference point to create their own dashboards and everything. So similarly here, we've got the options to create a new vault. You've got like all your basic vault information, the ratio of until your vault gets liquidated. Forgetting the words here, sorry. And
All
then
good.
option to hop in to actually view your vaults. And
Yeah.
again, just as reference, if we go over to the exact same vault, because this is all my local database stuff, for the exact same vault on the standard side, this is what you'll have on the decentralized front end version. A lot more simplified, streamlined, and just hopefully a lot easier for people to customize. Everything popped up in little modals. So functionality wise, it's on par with what is in the standard dashboard, obviously with the borrow and repay options, as well as being able to your deposit, withdraw, and swapping per your assets.
Yeah, awesome. And just for those that out there. We none of the fancy graphs and graphics are in there because we're hosting that on our website. So if you want some more fancy stuff, you can easily go and implement that. But as what we're coding here and what we're giving away, it's all stuff that can just be hosted straight out of the box, and then you can go in there and place fancy graphs. Do you want to show some of what I mean there, Zach, in terms of?
Yeah, so obviously on the standard, we've got like a price chart here and then a little donut chart here. A lot of this stuff is publicly accessible data. Like this is just the what's the word I'm looking for? The value of this token over time, just pulled from like an actual DEX. Obviously, this is very flat because if only this was that consistent. This is all my just local
Wow,
information
ETH
pulling
is now a stable coin.
Yeah,
Who would have
yeah,
thought?
exactly. And then similarly for the pie chart, it's just your uh, totals, which you're pulling from the ABIs and everything anyway from the contract.
Yeah.
Another reason we didn't want to add, because I think we could have added in the pie chart here, but I know a lot of people have very strong preferences on the
Mm,
charting libraries and stuff they use, as
mm.
well as some people might not want to have a chart in there at all, and charting libraries are typically quite heavy on package sizes and stuff. So we want to keep it as streamlined as possible, uh, and then basically make it so if someone wants to use it, they don't need to strip anything out. They can just
Yeah.
add to it.
Yep. And in terms of the GitHub repo, will be what's the best way for people to get started? They would clone that repo, and then as we update things, we will add to that, and it's open source, so someone else can help out as well.
Yeah, so I think currently there's only two. So I mentioned the environment variables earlier. There's two environment variables that you'll need to set up on your side. I believe off the top of my head, it's obviously for the dashboard, we're using a wallet connect package to handle like the wallet connecting everything. This is a separate package, not managed by us.
Yep.
So you'll need the token from them to plop
As
it
an
in, and
API
then
key.
yep, all that will work. Obviously, we'll have that documented along with the Git repo.
Yeah.
Other than that, you. It's just yeah, those are the only things really you'd need to customize and add in your own thing before the actual dashboard will work. Other than that, it's basically just fire it up, pull the repo, run the node start command, and then get going.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And in terms of the environment variables, you can also place your logo. Is that right? Is that and the name of the of of your
Yeah,
website that you've called it? Yeah.
yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, we've got a couple like customizing environment variables at the moment. For example, the Acme TST little rocket ship thing, that's
Yeah.
a string in the environment variable file. So the login page and this is all referencing that one thing.
Okay.
We're going to be adding in obviously like a logo option. So as on the home page, there was a logo at the middle. We're going to
Yep.
add one up here and everything. And then we're going to look at just basically making it as simple as possible to propagate all of the information that you want across the dashboard. Uh, so yeah, there will be more options, and similarly, just to go into more of like the visually customizing side of things,
Yeah.
this dashboard is built obviously as a React.js dashboard using Tailwind CSS as its like foundation for CSS, the styling foundation for it,
Yep.
the framework rather. And then on top of that, we're using a thing called Daisy UI,
Okay.
which is um, it's basically Tailwind, but
Hmm.
it's like a little package on top of that with like actual components and
Yep.
uh, easy to
Buttons.
style and everything. It's still very style agnostic, so it's not like material design or anything like that. I know
Okay.
some people not really keen on that side of things. But so it's all very easily customizable, very in-depthly documented,
Hmm.
um, but it allows you to have some nice things like very simple theming.
Yep.
For example, if I go back to the actual dashboard, currently it's just got like a nice simple light mode, dark mode toggle.
Yep.
Um, and obviously that retains itself through page refreshes, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, and then so that allows you to, through the Daisy UI theming system, which again, as you can see here, is all very in-depthly documented. You can customize the exact theme you want, or if you don't want to go for that hassle, you can just use any number of their pre-built uh, theming uh, packages,
Packages.
versions,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever they want to call them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in terms of style-wise, very simple to go through and customize.
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, the whole reason for this, folks, is to make the standard so that anybody can fire up a front end and start bringing in customers, and they will earn from. So we're still developing that mechanism, like I mentioned earlier. So basically, you'll stick in the environment variable. I'm guessing, Zach, correct me if I'm wrong. Within the environment variable, you'll stick your wallet address and what percentage you want to add on top of any fees, and
Yep.
that little percentage will get sent to you to that wallet address from people interacting through your front end, and then you can go to town marketing that in whichever way you want, or putting that within a mobile wallet if you want, or whatever you've whatever ideas you've got going on. But the whole point is that um, if the standard.io goes away, the smart contracts will live forever because they're on the blockchain, and all of these people can build front ends all around the world, and that's really what is important, that we build something that's greater than the team building it out, and so this is a really nice big step towards that. Do you want to have a quick just peek over the code? Is that just to show people some of the structure, Zach?
Yeah, yeah, we can do. So just to add on as well, it is obviously fully responsive dashboard.
Yep.
So
Beautiful.
I was just throw up like on an iPhone 14 Pro. Why not? So it's all fully responsive. Yeah, so all of that stress of like the styling wise, it's all taken care of. If you didn't want to bother with that, or it's done and dusted. But yeah, in terms of the code, we've got it's all JavaScript, obviously React.js.
Yep.
Um, it's been made to be as compartmentalized as possible in that obviously this is obviously still a work in progress. It probably will go through a couple more revisions before we are like on our final happy version.
Yeah.
But for the time being, we've got like reusable UI components, so you can reference those wherever. In terms of like the actual ABI logic, it's all relatively simple.
Yep.
Um, you don't have to go for like again, as long as you've got those what's it the environment variables set that we mentioned, and that again we'll have documented, so don't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
All of the actual uh, find it all of the uh, uh, contract calls and everything are all referenced here. So
Mm.
if you wanted to have a look at this before we've pushed the final documentation and you wanted to comb through and see how everything works on like the front end wise and everything here is very clear,
Yeah.
and uh, hopefully the naming scheme makes sense to other people. It's a lot easier to get confused, or a lot easy to lose track of things when you're just in your little bubble. But yeah, so
Mm.
it'll be good to obviously have this opened up as well, because obviously once it's on the Git repo, if people have suggestions,
Yep.
as you can do with any sort of open project. If people wanted to make their own little merge requests and everything to clarify things or simplify things even further, then obviously we'd be open to that as well.
Yeah.
Is
Awesome.
there
And
anything you want to look at, Josh, for the code or?
no, I just maybe have a look through the structure, but I don't know if you are looking at that at the moment because I'm just seeing the web the web
Oh,
page.
just gone through all of this. I'm only
Oh,
sharing my browser, aren't I?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I should have.
Uh,
I wasn't quite sure,
yeah,
but it's all right.
that's fine. I'd have to end the share to. Actually, no, wait,
All
I
right.
can. You don't have to end it, right? If I
But
just
oh,
change
maybe.
windows, there we go. Discord's amazing, isn't it? If I go to screens, entire screen, go live. Have you got? Can you?
Yep.
Is it all
There you
good?
go. I can see it now. Yeah, yeah. There you go.
There we go.
There it is. Nice.
So as I was saying,
Yeah.
everything uh, is relatively simple in terms of its directory layout. Everything
Yep.
we've got like your generic UI components,
Yep.
and then we've organized the other components by their page.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we've got the main vaults page, which is just a list of your vaults,
Yep.
and then we've got the actual vault page
Mm-hmm.
with like all the little mobile modal actions and everything organized there. And then again with the liquidation pools, yeah. So it's all there,
Yeah.
and we're obviously using WAGMI for our the contract calls and everything.
Yep.
So hey, as I mentioned, but if you wanted to, you could go through and look at like obviously that's how we're running the claim rewards, and we've got everything in our ABIs
Yeah.
nicely organized. So this is essentially every single uh, call you can make to the contracts listed and sorted into their uh,
Great.
sections or that
Yep.
logically makes sense. Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. And what we'll do, we'll probably once this is out, we'll set up a dedicated channel in the server on the Discord server. Um, and if you want, if you have any suggestions or questions, we can be in there and answer. And hopefully, we'll get the community being its own sort of feedback eventually, and people can help each other out with that. But yeah, thanks a lot, Zach, for showing us through all of that. It's really really exciting to see. Also, there, folks, you see the liquidation pools. That's changing a little bit now. We're currently working on what we found is that as we got more and more asset types as collateral, like collateral types, the logic in the staking and liquidation pools started to get too intense, too gas intensive. So we're separating those out, but nevertheless, that'll be updated in this interface as well. And yeah, look forward to showing everyone also the V4 pools that V4 vaults that we're going to release or start working on very very soon. And yeah, but all of that will keep coming out, and we'll be updating this repo. And yeah, like Zach said, if you've got any comments or questions, the GitHub is where you'd want to post that. And yeah, so thanks a lot, Zach, for jumping on the on this call and showing us everything you've been working on. Really looking forward to seeing what people do with it once we release it. Yeah, exciting. All right, folks. Please come and join us if you want to find the Discord. It's just over at thestandard.io. And you'll find the Telegram. Sorry, it's getting late here. The Telegram net channel, and you'll also find um, the Discord there. So come and join us. Cheers.